we're going to be talking about being an influencer. We all have experience in that, but you guys come from such diverse backgrounds, and your influence is very different. I know, you're on YouTube, you're on the big billboard, so you're influencing people in a traditional way, being in billboards. And then we have Instagram, which is one of the new medias, and then David is a former NFL star. So, very different. Do you guys want to tell us how you think of being an influencer? Because I know for myself, some people say, hey, you're an influencer, what in the world is that? What does that mean? But what does it mean to you guys?
Go first. Okay, so I think that being an influencer can mean so many different things because there's so many different social media platforms. You have people who are really powerful on podcasts. You have YouTube, Instagram, you have traditional media like TV and movies. So I think being an influencer can mean so many different things. But for me, it's using my Instagram actually started as just like my personal Instagram. I just was posting pictures, sharing my fitness journey, and it kind of evolved into my platform and my business. And now for me, it's somewhere where I can share my life and get people interested in the way that I live my life. And I'm being influential by just being authentically myself. So that way people want to know like what's so great about being plant-based and being fit and healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they can see you as an example of all those things.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so for me, yeah, that's great. And it's great that you're using your Instagram and your voice to, speak out against dairy and speak up for animals and get people inspired to bodybuild or be healthy and fit with plants. So that's awesome. For me, what I love about being an influencer when it comes to speaking out against the dairy industry or speaking for plant-based alternatives to dairy is it doesn't just mean influencing. It actually, in this movement, means having courage, because it actually does take a lot of courage to speak up and speak out against big dairy. And even just the act of saying, drink almond milk instead, even that takes courage, because like so many of the people who've been up here today speaking have said, like, this is a huge, huge industry, like we're not just doing something small here, we're all getting together going up against a beast, a giant beast, a cruel beast, a disease-creating beast. So being an influencer, whether it's connecting to Wi-Fi and sharing a status, or making a video, or making an Instagram post and doing a hashtag, I drink almond milk, or switch for good, like, you have to be brave. So, yeah.
Very true.
Pumping us up.
Yeah, let's get pumped up.
So much passion.
Yeah.
So yeah, being an influencer is, like you said, takes a lot of courage. You have to meet people where they are. You can't scare people, and the doctor, you can't scare people into going plant-based. You have to, being an influencer, you use your voice, you use your social media, but you also have to activate people with experience, right? So creating experiences, what we're doing here at this event, we have everybody here to organize and go out and create other activations and so on and so forth. When you create activations, you create experience, and when you create an experience, then you leave something long-lasting with an individual that will make them want to take that small step into a plant-based lifestyle. So being an influence, like you said, it's a multi-pronged approach. It's social media, you have your digital aspect, your physical aspect, all these different ways to be an influencer.
What do you think is a good way to get started? So we have a lot of athletes in the room, and just like being an athlete, you are an influencer. But when we're talking about utilizing all these other platforms that you could use, what do you think is a good way to just start outside of already being an athlete? So maybe doing your Instagram, or starting an organization, or YouTube channel, or whatever.
I would say that you want to start with something that you think is fun, because if you don't like it, you're not going to stick with it. So maybe you enjoy making videos, or taking photos and doing Instagram posts, or writing blogs, or talking over podcasts. So deciding which type of media is good for you is definitely where to start. And then from there, just sharing your experience. Like athletes, everybody wants to know how athletes train. They want to know what you're eating to perform. So that's just a great way to be like, I'm about to go to training. This is my pre-workout meal. Everybody's interested in that. And even without saying, I'm vegan and you just showing what you eat for your training is going to pique interest in it. So just starting there, just being authentically yourself, not trying to replicate what other people are doing, because people want to connect with you. They want to see the authentic you. So I think that once you decide what type of media you want to make, and then just remember to be yourself, I think that's pretty much the starting point.
That's a good one. Yeah. You guys have any others for how to get started when you're an athlete as another type of influencer?
Yeah, just being yourself, because people are looking for direction. And like she said earlier, the best thing you can do, people are always just best at being themselves. Show how you're taking that step by step and how you're making these changes in your life, cutting out meat, cutting out dairy, creative ways. Everybody's path is different. I went plant-based overnight, but when I talk about it and I'm speaking about it, tell people to, take your time. It's a journey. It's not going to be like a right overnight type of thing for most people. It's impossible, damn near. But you just figure out how to do it. But being yourself and being that example and allowing people to look at you and see what you're doing and add that into their into their way of life. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. And I like what you said about being yourself. And what I really like about this, what I've seen so far today, and like we're only on day one, is when people are up here speaking, and even the videos we watched, is everyone's personality really shines through when they're talking about this subject. Or I mean any subject, but this one in particular. And I think being an influencer it's so important to not dim your personality out. I know like when you're on stage or when you're in an interview, you want to like try to keep it sort of neutral or professional. I really disagree, and I think the reason that some activism in this realm has been so successful is when we just like really just don't censor our personality and share who we are, because when people can really see who we are and that we're actually people who care about the people and people who care about the animals and people who care about the planet, that's when people are going to go, okay, I'm not just trying almond milk because this person has a sponsorship from like an almond milk company. I'm going to try almond milk because this person is like really cares about this cause and really wants to influence me because it matters, and it's who they are. Like, it's who we are to care about people and to care about animals and to care about the planet.
I just love everything that you guys are saying about how it really is about being yourself and being unapologetically yourself, and like the passion that you show when you talk. I think it's just so important to, like you said, really realize what you like to do, what's most fun to you, what are your strengths, what are you gonna stick with, and start doing that. And also, I mean, I guess this is all like influency talk, but I think it was Rich Roll who said before how you just have to stick with it. So even if you don't have a million followers, even if you have just 50 or whatever, just think about the individual people that you're affecting and understand that we are all influencers, whether we get paid for it, whether you have a bunch of followers. Just by being who you are, being yourself, you are making an impact and you are an influencer.
Yeah.